Welcome, I'm Marcie, best current independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me this evening. It is Wednesday, November 5th, and it's 61 degrees here and a little chilly today. Marcie is all. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Big week for demonstrators, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I have a super fun tip to share with you that might help you with your crafting. It's something I've done for a while, but I forgot and I don't do it for a long time. And then the other day I had mass production to do and I thought I'm going to do it again. And then I came up with some other little helpful tips about this tip. So I'm going to share it with you and show you how I do it from the beginning to the end. So I'll show you that. So that's going to be fun. I'll do that at the end. That way, in case you don't want to watch it, but I'll tell you what it is. And then up to you if you want to hang out, and I'll show you how to do that tip. Big week for demonstrators. It was the announcement of the top performers and the achievements for everybody for this year. And so I want to give you guys a huge shout out. Thank you so much for supporting my business. I was ranked as a top performer, number 38. So I'm super excited about that. I think this is my fourth year out of 5 years. My first year I didn't start till March, and it goes from October to October, to the end of September. And so that's the what do you call it? That's the year for the fiscal year for Stampin' Up. And so I started in March, so that first year I didn't get it. The second year I got it, but we got paid out because it was COVID. And so that's when I remodeled my room and kind of fixed it and ordered stuff and all that kind of good stuff. And so that was the second year. And then from then on I've earned. So I've been super blessed to, sorry, that is earning the incentive trip. Being in the top 50, this is my third year. 1 year I barely missed it, and we had grandbabies and busy, and I just wasn't focused at the end of that year. And I just got away from me all of a sudden. It was the end of the year, and I was like, oh no. But it's one of my goals. My goal as a demonstrator, of course, is to share what I do, because that's my favorite thing to do. But selfishly, I like to earn the trip, and I also like to rank in the top 50 if I can. I don't go out of my way and, do anything crazy. I just try to support my team, support my customers, and do what I love to do. And it just has so far worked out for me. So, thank you to all of you that have supported me. I don't care if you're watching my videos, if you take classes, if you play bingo, if you buy from me, if you message me and, give me some inspiration, because I hear from a lot of you and I do appreciate that so much. It kind of lets me know I'm going in the right direction for what you guys want to see and, learn and all that kind of good stuff. So all of the feedback, all of it is good. It is very good for a person that's trying to do this as a business. So thank you so much. That's from demonstrators to viewers to customers to team to family and friends. So thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you about my hair, you guys. I got it colored last week. So it was this color Sunday, I guess. But you know how it is when you first get it done. You're like, ooh, kind of went light. So honestly, I want my roots to get a little darker so that it kind of doesn't look so whoo. But anyway, thank you. In the summer, in the winter, I tend to go a little darker. But this time because I said, oh, I like the highlights. Well, she decided to do the whole thing of highlights. Anyway, this project tonight was not the project I was going to do. You know what? I need to put a disclaimer. Sorry, only less than 1% of demonstrators earn these achievements. So I got to put that out there. It is not a Stampin' Up disclaimer. They remind us that we need to put it out there, but it is a multi-marketing disclaimer. So the association or whatever, we have to put it out there. So yay, there it is. It's also in my comments below. So if you see the video and you think, oh, she didn't say it, it's there. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you, Lake. Thank you so much, Leslie. So anyway, tonight's video was going to be the new kit adventure weights. I'm super excited to do it. I had some great ideas. So let me just show you, because those are the 2 new kits that are available right now. They were just released. One is Adventure Awaits, which is the one up above with the cars. I thought, what a fantastic masculine set that you could do for a masculine. So I've got some ideas for that I wanted to do. And then on the left side, there is Everyday Beauty. And it's hard to see right there, but those look like wax seals. And those are already embellishments that are there. It's a beautiful stamp set. I can't really read it. Celebrate today and every day. Hello, beautiful, and thanks for all you do are the 3 stamp sets that it shows right there. So really awesome kits. I love the blues in that set, and I'm excited to do masculine cards with the cars. So that is what I was going to do tonight. However, when Marcie went to bed on the 4th or the 3rd, normally I put my order in by 11 o'clock. You know, the new online exclusives are available, which I'm working with today. And I thought it was really funny that I totally spaced. Totally spaced. I ordered the kit, and then I went to bed, and then I said, oh my gosh, my husband was like, what's wrong? And I said, I forgot to put my order in, because I put it in the night before. Number one, on Tuesdays, I'm watching Brewer, and so it's a little crazy, and I have to put it in by 9 a.m. So I pick him up at 9. It's just busy. So I thought, oh no. So I got up to put my order in. Well, I 2-dayed my order instead of 1 day. But that's okay, because now I'll play with that on Sunday. Oh no, I won't. I won't be here. I'll play with that when I get back. But anyway, it was supposed to be today. So at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I said, oh, weird, my kit didn't come, because I went and had some appointments, and I came back and I had a Stampin' Up box with lots of gold foil in it. And I was like, where's my kit? And then that's when I noticed. So this is the card that I threw together. Oh, okay. So I have that light on up there, so it's really bright. But when I put my camera down, I have a new camera. Not this one, because this one seems to be fine. The one going down. I bought a new one. I didn't like it. And maybe you have to be super tech savvy to get it to work right. I didn't like it. This new one I got, I'm liking it. I'm sure I still need to tweak it, but whew, it's way better. Anyway, so I had to throw a card together really quick. So we will get to that in 2 seconds. Let's just remind you, I am leaving on Sunday to go to Backstage. And so it is going to be a lot of fun. It's in Vegas. I went and got my nails done today. I don't have ruby red slippers, but I do have ruby red nails, because I'm going to see Wizard of Oz in the Sphere in Vegas, and I'm super excited. So we will be doing that. You'll be getting as many pictures as I can take, and I'll be posting them on my Facebook page on Marcie Besecker Designs. So make sure you are following that page, because I'll be posting lots of stuff over there about our week. So I leave on Sunday bright and early, get to Vegas, and then we are there until I believe Thursday. And then I'll be home, so I'll be live on Sunday, a week from this Sunday. Okay. Let's see, what else? Oh, so that being said, bingo, bingo, bingo. I come back Sunday or Thursday. That next Wednesday is bingo. Please don't forget to sign up. We are doing a lot of great projects. I really think you're going to enjoy them. It is on the 19th at 5 o'clock. Just a reminder, we will be doing 4 games, 4 projects, but there will be a 5th project, and that will probably be the video on Sunday before bingo, because that's what you guys requested that you liked. So I'm guessing the kit will be that following Sunday. Okay, so don't forget to sign up for bingo. There's a link below, a link on my blog, and there's a link on quite a few of every video. If you happen to click an old one, just back up one and go to November's bingo and sign up for it. I also have been creating projects for the Cake Day birthday class. That kit is now available. That suite is available. You do not have to buy that bundle from me. But to get this class, I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I'm just trying out some different methods and hearing feedback from everybody on what they like. I decided buy whatever you want, $75 order or more, but you have to register for the class. Okay, so register for the class, and you will be put down for the kits. You will receive kits for this class, a PDF, and a private video link. Okay. And of course, the bonus card is your gift from me, and there will be 4 other projects. And let me tell you, I am having so much fun creating with this class. I've got 3 cards done already, so I just need to do 2 more, and I'm super excited about it. Traditions of Christmas is still available. It is a PDF video link class only. It's only $25. And it is all fancy fold items. They're all right there. So those are what you will get your PDF for. And there you go. Now, I put out for my, oh, look at that. You can't even read that. What the heck happened here? Let me see real quick. For my team, I put out there and said, how many new demonstrators from October joined the special? So I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to give a prize out to my team member who got the closest and did not go over. If you're a leader and you already know, please don't guess if you know. Okay. If you didn't see the meeting Monday and you don't know, then you can guess, but please be honest and guess. So for the person that gets the closest and doesn't go over by the end of the video, and I'm going to try and look as we go, and I will probably have to go back and confirm the person that wins, because I might miss it as people are guessing when I'm on the video, but I will look at it tonight, and I'm not going to give people time to, figure it out. So I will look at it as much as I can. Not on my team, on the all demonstrators. How many new demonstrators joined Stampin' Up in October? Okay, so you guys can guess that while I finish my little talk here, and then we'll start the project. And I'm just going to kind of try to keep an eye and look and see where we're at. All right. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Also, my team member who got the closest, I'm going to announce you today too, because I told you guys I was going to look right before my video, and the person that was closest was going to win a prize. So you guys are going to get a prize. All over the world, yes, all over the world. How many new demonstrators joined Stampin' Up? Okay, closest, do not go over. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea, the U.S., in April of last year, the U.S. had 30,000 demonstrators, something like that. And that was last April. I don't know what's happened since. People come and go and drop and, whatever. But this is just during the October special, okay? All right, so I'm going to try and keep an eye on that, but I'll announce it at the end, and if you say it was you that was the closest, and I'll verify it, but from what I can see, I'll kind of keep track. All right, and if you know, and you see somebody that's close at the end, then you can kind of help a girl out and tell me who you think too. We'll see if it's the same one. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm going to show you a super helpful tip at the end, okay? So don't forget, super helpful tip at the end that I want to share with you. But let's get busy on this card. So new camera, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's okay. At least I have a microphone, right? All right, so here is my new camera. And I know my monitor over here, the color needs to be adjusted because when I move my camera over to this one, it looks much better. But I have my YouTube going over here. So, you know, it's a whole behind the scenes kind of thing going on. All right. So what I did is I wanted to play with some new stuff. So I'm going to play with the Creative Haven, which have these dies, some awesome tags. There's also these here that you can change, like this could be a tag and this can be a tag, and you can add different toppers to these, okay? And so super cool. And then you have these leaves, which are really cool. So a really cool set. So I wanted to play with this. All right. The other thing I really, really want to play with, and I do want to play with this, but I wanted to do something that wasn't flowers necessarily, like the dies and stuff. I wanted to kind of show you how you can mix things up. But this paper, the Brushed with Beauty, is absolutely gorgeous. And I know I've shown you this before, but I'm just going to thumb through it a little bit really quickly. And so we have some beautiful backgrounds and some beautiful, of course, why do they put... Okay, and I get it. I understand, because if you want to fold it, but like this is not, well, I guess the darker, but it's not necessarily, it's more Lost Lagoon. There's no Lost Lagoon on here, right? But look at this. This goes with this beautifully, but it also goes with this beautifully, right? And so I'm kind of like, why can't you put the Mossy Meadow on the back of this one? Okay, this one has the petal pink, which is great to go with all of these. Okay, the petal pink, really pretty, which is perfect behind this. Okay, then we have our, I think this is, let me look at the colors real quick. I'll tell you what they are. Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and Very Vanilla. Okay, so... we've got this one, and then we have the, oh, I was looking at these right here. Okay, there we go. So we have the Calypso Coral, beautiful together. That makes sense, right? But when you put it on the back, it's a little, you know, you gotta get more paper. And like, I love the stripes, but I love this too. So anyway, I was thinking I wanted to use this paper, and I wanted to use a lot of it. So I was thinking, gosh, I love it all. What am I going to do? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make my own background here and kind of use everything I wanted. And this says, friends like you are golden. Look at this. So we have, you're the best. Friends like you are golden. Deep breath. You've got this. So happy to have you in my life. And you deserve all the good things. And then you've got some, oops, I'm sorry, some fun stars. Okay. My camera has adjusted. So let me explain. My pole that comes out that's attached to my wall comes out, and my camera used to be over here. But I had to change it to over here because everything was upside down. And I didn't want to deal with fixing my settings in my camera in case it defaults. And then all of a sudden it's back over here and upside down and all that. So I moved it. So now when I hold my stuff like this, I'm realizing, oh, I've got to come closer because the camera is on this side. So bear with my little learning curve here. All right. So I can tell you right now that somebody's extremely close to the number. Remember, you cannot go over. You've got to be under, but closest. All right. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. Now I did do this in some different colors, but I think I threw it away. Let me see. I added, well, here out of my trash can, I added some early espresso because those were kind of the colors in there. And I liked that it brought in a little bit of different color. And I think I'm going to take it back into this to pull it out a little bit to make this not so, you know, the same. But what I did here is, yes, I put my Mossy Meadow Dauber in my early espresso. You know, it's like peanut butter and chocolate. That didn't work out so well. So we might try that again. So let me grab my early espresso Dauber and we're going to give it a try. And I have a little idea. We're not going to put so much like my boo-boo did. Okay. Fun stamp set. I put it on my larger block. I know this isn't around anymore. I think it's an I block, and I don't think they're around, but the big, huge ones really hurt my hands. So this is okay and works for me. So that's what we're going to use. All right. So we did this. Now you're going to notice I put this bundle down there, but under the description, but on this one, I put the whole suite. I put the paper, but I also put the suite because I wanted you to know that this is part of a suite. So in the description where you see all the supplies, that is where you're going to be like, oh, she didn't use that. The paper came from that suite. I always recommend the suite. So, and then of course I use gold because it says friends like you are golden. Now, I will also tell you, I tried to take this and gold emboss the golden. Not a good idea when you only have a little bit of time to fight with this. I tried to daub it with Versamark and clean all around it up. By the time I did all that, it dried too much. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to like it anyway because I wanted to add some gold. So all that being said, we're going to try a couple different things with the new card. So let me show you. I also, surprisingly, am doing a different fold. I'm doing a hot dog fold. Woohoo! Of course, I took my favorite paper, which is the flowers, and I'm going to put that on the inside. I did Mossy Meadow on the inside, and I did 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All right. And I needed to change my blade, so my paper is a little... I've been going through blades like crazy. Between all my gold and Christmas cards and projects and everything, lots of blades. They're on my list to order more because I have really gone through them. All right, I'm looking at your numbers, just glancing up. Somebody's going to get something. All right, so what do you guys think about the camera? I know I probably need to make the colors a little bit, but you know what I am going to do is I am going to I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit. And look, my head is in the way. So see, things I need to adjust. And I know that. And let's just zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Just a little bit. I know it's a whole learning thing again on cameras. And I need to go this way. It'll get there. My thing about this camera is you can see my light right here, but I have a new light coming too. So just bear with me and we will try and get this going. All right, so let's put this on here. And of course, this is going to be the 4 by 3/4 inch. And then this is just, I didn't even measure this. I had a piece of Mossy Meadow and I just took a little bit and just kind of put a tiny bit on there. I just cut a little bit off, just enough to add a little accent, but it's usually about 1/4 inch is what, or yeah, 1/4 inch is what I usually like to do. All right, there we go. And then of course this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Yeah, my husband, I said, all right, I want to put my new camera up. So we did that last night. Kind of played with it a little bit. And the software was a little weird. And I don't like those little pieces. And I'm like, how come on the instructions it shows this nice settings where you can go in and adjust things, and I could not find it, and it was weird. It was like you had to click on this little box that gives you like some directions. It just says something like, oh, this camera, if it's used on a different program, this one will turn off, and just kind of weird stuff. And that's what you had to click on. And I'm like, that, I accidentally found that. All right, so there is that. Now, what I did, and it's really funny how this worked out because it was totally by accident. I was like, all right, if this is going to be 5 1/2, what measurements do I need? So I kind of played with it a little bit. Oh, see, there's that light. So I kind of played with it a little bit, and I was like, okay, if I do 1 inch, how many papers do I get? If I do, 3/4 of an inch, how many papers do I get? So I was kind of trying to figure out how many strips of paper for what. And I'm like, all right, so I'm looking at my papers. I'm going to put these in order. I decided I wanted to add a little more of the stripes, just kind of an accent. So that is 1/2 inch. All right, let me just double check for you. But I believe this one is 1/2 inch. So this one I believe was 5/8. Yes. So I did 1/2 inch first. And then I didn't even say, okay, 5 1/2 divided, take 1.5 inches away. I didn't do that. I was like, okay, 1/2 inch didn't work, inch didn't work, 7/8 didn't work. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with 5/8, and I'm just going to measure from there, and then I'll adjust. Well, it ended up perfect. I don't know how. I think because it was process of elimination, and I was like, I'm just going to go. I didn't have time to sit here and figure it all out. But I did go through and figure out that I wanted all the pieces of paper. And so this is what I ended up with. So notice I put the stripes in there. I put 2 here and 2 here with a stripe, and then a stripe and a flower, and then a stripe and a solid, just to kind of mix it up. And I didn't want all the flowers really close together, and I kind of just wanted the colors to be, not so much mossy meadow together. This is a little, but I want this to go this way. So you gotta make sure your flowers are going the right way. Okay, so I'm good with that. So that's all I did. And then I just came in with my paper, and we are just going to put them on. So let me grab my glasses, and we are going to, see, look how pretty that is. I even cleaned my glue bottle before the video. I did have time to do that, thank goodness. All right, so I feel like that's upside down. See, I'm liking how this is, oh no, see this one right here and that one? It goes this way. So there is a way that these go. So these are gonna go this way. So we're gonna put this one on first. So I'm just lining them all up. They're all at 4. Now when I put the first one on, I like to lift up my paper and just kind of make sure that it's flush, so you don't have to worry about that, because then everything else will be, go kind of crooked. So there's that one. And then we're just going to line these all up. As long as your first one's pretty even, then everything should be good. All right, and we're going to do something just a little bit different. Okay, so notice when I did cut these, I did my sample and I did another one. And okay, that's got the beige on the end, so it kind of looks like there's no paper, but there is. If one of your papers ends up a little short. You can always just slightly trim. That's what's nice about this, is it doesn't have to be 4 by 5 1/4. You can kind of adjust, right? So we're just gonna do this. So 5/8 is the size, 5/8 by 4, except my accent ones, which are my stripes, those are a 1/2 inch by 4. Okay, so this one, this green is like slightly, like I can see some white right there. I'm going to make sure this side is nice and flush there, and then we're going to slightly trim. And it's not a bad idea, because that way your right or left side, or both, whichever you decide to do, is nice and straight in case you have any papers hanging over, or like this one's a little longer. But like I've told you before, when you go to a 4 inches and you cut, it all depends if you cut on the line, just slightly to the right, just slightly to the left, and it depends on your DSP, because sometimes your DSP is a tiny, tiny bit bigger. I had talked to a lady at a store about pants, and I said, how come I can come in here and buy the same size I always buy here, same brand, same everything, and they fit differently? And she explained it to me that what happens is when they cut pants, they take stacks and stacks of denim, like stacks. And then they have this big machine that just cuts. So die cuts them. So think about when you have your paper in your die cutting machine, and sometimes that paper shifts or moves, or it cuts great and then it doesn't cut. Well, apparently when the pants are on there and this die or whatever comes down and pushes those pants, the ones at the bottom could either spread out because you're pushing them down, or depends on the ones, they could cut and then it could go smaller. I mean, it just is weird. And so she said, always try pants on, because it is a known thing that, I guess in the industry, that they're not all the same. And I said, well, I did not know that. Okay, so those are all on there. I can tell this is a little bit longer. That's a little bit longer. So I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to make sure these are all nice and down. Now, I used my seal last time, and I had little bits of glue. And when I went like this, I could feel it. So I just used my glue eraser and, cleaned those off. So, see, my head's in the way. That's something I'm going to have to fix. All right, so now, and I can see a little bit of white right there. So what I did is I just took in my trimmer. I would do a guillotine if you have it, just because it's a little easier to get just that sliver. All right, so this is what I got. Like, see all my little pieces there? Just enough to now make it nice and straight. All right, and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do the same on this side. And it's so little that I'm not even concerned about the top and the bottom being off a little. Okay, so now I know that I have this nice crisp, these edges, and we are going to adhere it to our gold. Now the gold I did here, now I could have and should have probably ran my die right here and saved this gold, but I just got a bunch of gold today. So I have it. And normally I wouldn't do it 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 either. I would do 4 and I would cut this down. But since I'm only doing a video, now if I were to redo some of these cards, I would definitely change this to 4 and this to 3 3/4 by 5 so that I can get more out of my gold. Okay. All right, so we are going to adhere this to our gold. Oh, look at it. It's a little bit over that last piece I put on, so I am going to cut that. That little sliver. So I didn't cut the white, I just cut that DSP off right there. So we'll get rid of that. There we go. Now, all right, we're going to put it right here on the gold. All right, there we go. All right, so we will go ahead and put this on our card base. We know it's just 1/8 of an inch around. There we go. All right, now we're going to do our sentiment, and I'll show you how I did that. So we're going to get some paper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all of these. And I take my dark colors and I separate them. So I'm going to put my green over here. Actually, I'm going to put my green here. My espresso there. That way I don't accidentally put them in. Oh, thank you, Marilyn. I normally do this for Christmas, but, you know, when you're going to go see Dorothy, you got to be ready. All right. So the first thing, I played with it a little bit, and this has leaves. Oh, let me show you on here. It's a little easier to see. See how we have leaves up here? So I decided, okay, I want to do those in the green. But I always start with the lightest first because I'm going to put my daubers here right in front where they should go. All right. I start with my lightest because I don't want to take my dauber. This is the lightest. I don't want to take my dauber and then put it on when there's like Mossy Meadow and Early Espresso already on there, right? Because then my dauber is going to get dirty when it goes, you know, against the other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to try and put a paper underneath to see if you can see it a little bit better. All right, so we'll just put that there so maybe you can see the color a little bit better. All right, so we're going to start with Petal Pink. And I'm just going to go right across the word friends, but towards the bottom of it. But go right there. And then I'm going to go right across the bottom of golden. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. Then I'm going to go to the Calypso Coral, and I'm going to go right below where I just went. So I'm just going to go like you, friends, like you. And it doesn't have to be necessarily right on that same spot. And then this one, I'm going to go above and do the top part of golden. Okay. I'm going to take my, notice how fast I'm doing it. I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow and I'm going to do my leaves at the top. All right, and a little bit of Friends, because I don't really need them blended, but I kind of don't want to leave anything not covered. Okay, and then notice the green is darker, so if it needs to cover up a spot, it will. My Early Espresso, I'm going to go right in the middle. All right, my Early Espresso probably needs to be re-inked, but we're just going to daub that up. All right, and we're just going with that. So I'm going to huff on it. And now that Early Espresso looks really dark. Look at that. Oh, see, my head's in the way again. So my video is just a little bit behind, so when I look up, I can see that. All right, but look at. So now when you put that up against this, I think that brown adds just that little bit more. Oh, it looks like my golden didn't come out very well. Oh, we're going to have to do that again. Darn it. Because the golden did not, I didn't push that E hard enough right there. So let's do that again real quick. All right, put this under here. Now we're going to have to clean it. You've got to have it nice on there so you can read the words. All right. Here we go again. All right, petal pink. We're going to do friends. And the leaves all the way over. I do the whole thing. And we're going to do golden. And we're going to do Calypso right below friends. And Calypso right above. Oops. And Mossy Meadow. We're going to do the leaves and just the top of friends. And we're going to do the bottom. Right there. And then early espresso right across the center. All right. And then I huff on it. And I'm going to make sure that I push on it really well so that I have it all. I probably could have used my mat. There we go. All right. So there's our image. All right. And now I'm going to cut that out. Let me put all these away so I don't stick my arm in them. All right, so we will do that, and I have my machine right here. And I'm not making it a tag or anything, so I don't need to add the holes at the top or anything. All right, so see these two leaves right here? I also cut those out if we wanted to add those on anywhere. I kind of liked it without it. I thought I didn't want to cover up my pretty papers because I thought, well, we could add them on here. And then, you know, you can add them wherever you want to. But then I thought, well, and I kind of liked one. And then I was like, no, I actually want to see the paper. So I decided to do that and not use those. All right. Let's just move that out of the way. Okay, so then what I did is I did take my gold. So I did one gold. They're the same size. So I just took my trimmer and cut it in half. You're going to go down a ways because you want to make sure that your, you know, your glue doesn't show. And I just want a little bit showing. And I like to put it on my grid and just kind of get an idea of how far down you want to put this. I'm going to go right about there. And then just make sure, you know, check your sides, of course. All right, and then the same with this one. And on this one, I went ahead and did my adhesive down here because I want to make sure it gets a good hold of it there. Now, you could trim your paper if you're concerned. Like this one, you can see just a little bit right there. You can adjust it. But you can also just take it, no one's going to see it. You can just take it like this and take that off. Okay, so it looks like new. All right, so I leave it on until I notice that I think I need to take it off. So I'm going to go down right about here. I'm going to see if I can do it without seeing the sides. All right, and I think that looks pretty good. So there we go on that. All right, now, so we're going to leave that there. I brought in the gold striped ribbon. Love, love, love this. And then I just unraveled this when I moved it earlier, so I'll have to fix that later. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our, I always like using the silicone mat, even though this is really dirty. And put this on. And we're going to add, now notice right here that this still sticks up pretty well because I just did one little, swatch, and that's okay because we're going to put dimensionals on here. But I'm going to go across and down, and then I'm going to come back and just kind of make some X's on here because I'm not quite sure where my ribbon and stuff's going to go, but I know that it's going to go all over, and then I'm putting dimensionals on. So I'm not worried about this sticking down like I've talked about before because it's pretty small. But I'm going to take my ribbon and my thread. I still have a battle thinking when there's a good side to this, so I just kind of figure out which one I like. Not that it matters because you're going to go back and forth. But we're going to take this and I'm going to put this up to the top about right there. I don't really want it coming off the top, but to the side. All right, so I'm going to do it like that. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go not too far down because you want to go, if you start off up here, you want to end down here. Okay, so you're going to come across like here, and then I'm going to just kind of loop it without my fingers sticking. All right, I'm going to loop it like that, and same with this. Loop that. It doesn't have to be on it, just next to it. Doesn't have to be, I want to see it. All right, so then we're going to do this one, and I'm going to do it next to it because I kind of want it to be seen. So I'm just going to kind of move it in front. So notice it's next to it, and now I'm bringing it in front over here. And then we're going to loop over here and then come back down over here. All right, so think about however you want to do it. And I like to open the ribbon up, so like not come over and right back under the same spot. And then I'm going to loop this one out there, and then I have adhesive over here. And of course you can add more, but we're going to add dimensionals too. So, all right, so there we go. So we have started, out, out, and we can move this one up. I think we should move this one up a little bit. I think this is too far down. I don't want these to be across from each other. Okay, does that make sense? If they're across from each other, then it looks just too symmetrical. I don't want that. All right, so that looks good to me. I am fine with that. So I'm going to cut this at a fun angle. We can fix that later if we need to. And we're going to add dimensionals. So speaking of dimensionals, that's what my tip has to do with. And, but it's probably not exactly what you're thinking. So hang on and I'll show you later. All right, so we are going to add our dimensionals on here. Now, if you add your dimensional right onto your ribbon and it like lifts up, you can stick a little glue dot underneath there. I think this is fine. It's not going to go anywhere. We can put it down and then we can always adjust it. Like I think I'm going to add a glue dot to that one right there. Even though I know it'll stick to the paper, I just like to make sure that it's really stuck well. Oh, my glue dots are done. Okay. I don't remember them putting a tape on our glue dots, but okay. All right, we're just going to put that right under here so that that glue dot and that ribbon are secure. All right, so let's bring in our card base. And I'm just going to hold my ribbon because I want this to be on there but not like off. So we're going to just kind of put it right about there. Okay, and you can put it up or down, whatever. I like to at least be able to see the part of the next ribbon. And then now I'm going to trim this one up a little bit. Not too much. I just don't want it to be like extra long. This one, I want to keep it on the card base. So I'm going to, and I like to do them at an angle. Okay. So there's that. And now these beautiful gems are the pearls of beauty, which go with that suite. God, you guys, I'm sorry about my head getting in the way. I have to fix that. I gotta figure out my camera still, but working on it. Okay, so I'm gonna do these, and this is what comes with it. It's beige, Calypso coral, and white. Beautiful. These are so pretty. They've got that iridescent. Gosh, the camera does not do these justice. And then I'm just going to get another one. And I didn't want to put it, I would have normally put it right about there, but it's the same color. So I'm just going to, and I want to see that color. So I'm just going to move it up just a tad so that it's there. Oh, I forgot to do my little, okay. So what I was going to do, and I forgot, was just try something different. Is I was thinking of our metallic rub-ons. So let's look at the gold ones and see if there's anything that looks good to us. These are the gold. But I was thinking how fun it would be to add a little bit of gold. All right, so there's one. Okay, so here's like this little leaf. That's kind of pretty. That would be like right here. Let's see what else. Now you've got this white paper behind it, so be careful when you lift those up. This big one would be really pretty right here too. But I love the splatter. I love this, but I already put my gems there. But look, you even have these straight dotted lines right there that I could have put down the side over here. So that would have been kind of fun. I think I'm going to do, let's do just this little leaf since I kind of took it apart already. Now what I would do, because if you guys have seen me do this before, remember, this will stick. I had it all over my glass mat. This is so easy to use. And they're silver too. So if you haven't used these, I think they're out of stock right now, or they were. But look, they're silver too. So these are amazing. Watch this. Oh, Twyla, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I see your cards are so good, I must say. The beautiful rocks in your hands must have a wonderful story. Oh, okay, I will. I will. I actually just got them cleaned. So they actually look much nicer tonight. Okay, so watch this. We're just going to lay this on here just to add a little accent. And I want this stem to go off because I don't want it just here. I want to make it look kind of like it's coming up onto the card. So I'm going to go I'm trying to go down off the DSP a little bit. So I'm not going to rub past that, but I'm going to rub right here. Now I haven't put one on in a while, but I'm going to go right to here, and I'm going to go down to the DSP, which is right here. I just want to not go all the way down. I like to use the end of this because it's smooth. I don't even think I need to rub this hard, to be totally honest. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. And then you just pull this up. There we go. Look how pretty. Okay, so now I'm thinking I need another one. One's not enough. So let's do another one. I think we need two. So luckily there's two in a pack. So we're going to pull this one. I'm going to do the same one. Now there's a couple things we could do. We could, you know, bring it in like this if I would not have already put that on there. But I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll just, let me think about this a second. You know what we'll do is I kind of like the idea up there, but I kind of think I'm just going to pull this in like this, like it's part of this one. We're just going to take that bottom portion off. And so when I do that, I'm going to do it like this because this could be used for something else. So I'm going to just go like that. I'm going to pull this off. Again, I want it to come off the page just enough. And I'm going to tuck it right there. And we're just going to go right to the edge of the paper like it's coming in. Okay. And really, you can just rub it. Trust me. It's super easy to do. I just don't want to rub it onto the gold. I want to keep it on my DSP. And then just pull it off. There, look. Oh gosh, my head was in the way again. Gosh darn it. Look how pretty that is. Especially when it's friends like you are golden. Look how pretty that is. And it is flat. It is, these rub-ons are so fun. All right, so I'm going to just show you with part of this. With this right here, with these little things right here. I'm going to show you how quick and easy these are. Now, I was doing it towards the edge right there, but what I want to show you is I'm going to do this on the inside. It's just a little tiny bit of splatter. We're just going to put it right there. I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is without worrying about it going off the edge. I'm just going to put it right here. Now watch this. Rub. Oh, hello. Come on. Look at it. Isn't that cute? So, so easy. Oh, good. You're going to love it. So, and look, it's so nice. That means it's back in stock. So that's great. But look how shiny that is. So fun. So anyway, there is that. That's kind of one of the things I was thinking of doing. I'm glad I added the early espresso back in because look, it just kind of gives it a little extra than just the green, green, green. I kind of like adding that little extra right there. Now, what's the elf, the rub ones? What, Gloria? So here's all the gold. And then I have the silver. Let me know what you're asking, Gloria. I'm not sure, unless you're wanting the number. Do you want the number? Metallic texture rub-ons, 165270. 165270. Metallic textures rub-ons. Okay, so let me show you my little trick that I was going to show you guys. Now, I know you have heard of putting adhesive, or excuse me, like tape onto dimensionals. So what I'm going to show you is what I came up with. So I'm going to take, I have packing tape right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Okay, I'm going to leave that on right now. I'm losing my mind right now. Hold on one second. Okay, we're going to take packing tape and we're going to put it, and I let it hang over just a little bit. We're going to put it right to the edge of the dimensionals. Okay, and then I'm going to take that off. And then I'm going to do one more on this side. All right. Right about there. I went a little too far on it, but that's okay. And we're going to do that. Okay, so, and now I'm going to rub it. Okay, you want to rub it, rub it, rub it. You want to make sure, and I like to do it with this. You want to make sure that your tape is really, really well. Now, this works great when you have mass production. But then I thought, gosh, this would be so nice to be able to do this all the time, right? So I decided, okay, there's got to be a way to do it. And I'm going to show you because I love this. Okay, you want to make sure, okay, you're going to pull your tape. I did way too much right here, so let's just cut that off. All right. You want to make sure that you rub it on because you want to get a good grip of the top, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this off. Okay. See how I'm peeling it? And all the tops of those dimensionals are coming off, which is perfect if you're doing mass production, because then you could just grab your dimensionals and go. All right. Now it would be perfect if you could put this back on, which you probably could, but if this sticks to that, done. Not going to work. All right. So I was like, all right, well, because that happened to me. I'm like, now what am I going to do? Yes, you could cut this off and you could make this work. But if these happen to, you know, come off or turn over or whatever, it's kind of a pain. So what I decided to do is, now look at that. It's a beautiful set. You don't have all those little dimensionals, which kills my hand, by the way, is peeling off those little dimensionals everywhere is a nightmare. All right. So what I decided is when you have this and you're done, I know I use this too, but for this, I'm not going to use it today because I'm going to show you this. Make sure you use the waxy part, okay? And turn it over and put it right down on top of your dimensionals, okay? This is what happened when I put it on the wrong way and it did not go. I wrote mini on here and I'm going to put regular on here, okay, or standard, whatever. And now you can pull this off and get your dimensionals. And then you can stick it back on. So you can just bring in your pokey tool and you can just grab that dimensional that you need and use it. Okay, so you can tell I moved them over here so that I could use that dimensional wasn't over. Okay, and then it's a little sticky on the edge. You can pull it back over, whatever. You can, you know, get this back and you can pull it, whatever's easiest for you. But there you go. So use your negative. Make sure you write on the wrong side, okay? Because this is what happened. Mine was a hot, well, it's better now, but it was a hot mess when it got stuck. And then my dimensionals got stuck on the wrong side. And I was like, oh no. So then I decided, oh, I'm going to write on it. But now I have these and I don't have to pick the dimensionals off of hundreds and hundreds of backings of dimensionals, because I do a whole lot of Christmas cards or, you know, thank you cards or whatever I'm working on. It's so much easier to just pull the backing off and it's ready to go. These are the minis and this is regular, because I know it's hard to tell when it's not, you know, when you don't have your paper on there. And so now I don't have to, this is what kills my hand, part of it. And when I have to do a whole lot of this, and I can't do this, pulling off the backings with my pokey tool, it's a mess, because then I'm just digging inside of my, I've tried and it works okay, but I tend to be digging a hole inside my dimensionals, and I don't like to do that. So this has been super helpful to me and my hand. So I hope that is a helpful tip for you guys, and it seems to help me and work. So yay. So I hope you guys like the card. It's a great way to, okay, hold on. It's a great way to use your scraps. And, you know, when you get down to the bottom of using a whole bunch of your paper for certain projects, it's a really great way to use up just those little pieces. I wonder if freezer paper would work. You know, Cheryl, parchment paper might work. I don't know. I mean, you could just try it. You could put it on there and, you know, take it off and see, as long as it, you know, comes off. But I like using the other side. You could use the tape until you start, you know, finding yourself with those odd, you know, separate pieces. I mean, because I could still use this. I mean, this is the waxy side that went to the dimensional. So when you pull them off, this could be used until you just want to be sure. I mean, you can either cut this off, the tape, because it will stick wrong, or you could fold it down so that it's not sticky. And then that way, you know what I mean? You could fold it down to where it's not sticky, and then you still have this to grab, and I mean, it will work fine. And you just, that tape will kind of get stuck. But okay, so from what I understand, my demonstrator that guessed the closest amount, okay, so let's go back here. New demonstrators. So the demonstrator that guessed the closest amount was actually Cheryl. Cheryl, you guessed the closest amount to the new demonstrators that were signed up in October. I'm glancing back, but from what I saw, and I will confirm this, actually I have to wait till tomorrow because it takes a whole 24 hours for your video to recalculate and my comments to come back up. But I believe the winner is Marva. 16,382 new demonstrators in October. Can you believe that? And Marva, if I scroll back up, I believe you said, let's see, Carol was close, was 13. And Marva, I believe, I'm trying to scroll and look real quick. Marva, I believe, was the closest. Now I'm trying to find your comment, Marva, but when you said it, it was at the beginning, and I was like, oh my gosh, Marva is pretty close. Marva said 16,000. So 16,000 is what Marva said. And so that was pretty darn close to the guess. So Marva, I will be sending you something special in the mail for guessing the closest. And Cheryl, you will also get something close to, or you will get a gift for guessing the closest. Oh, thank you, Twyla. I know. That's what I'm saying. These are my fun ones. These are, I just ordered new ones, but these are my fun glasses because these are the ones that have the little magnetic frames on them, which are a lot of fun. But I did just go to the eye doctor and get some actual real ones. They're not as fun. They kind of look more like this. But I decided to get some actual, you know, good ones. Although these, you know, weren't cheap, but they're fun. They're a lot of fun. And I'm always afraid that these are going to come off. I mean, they stay on pretty well, but I'm always afraid, you know, like if I put them in and out of my purse, I'll lose them. So yay. So congratulations to the two of you. Thank you, Stacy. I plan on having fun in Vegas. I hope I win. Remember last time I went, Sherry and I took a picture and she had money and I had change. Hopefully I'll have money and she'll have money too. So we will have fun. We actually enjoyed meeting Gloria there in Vegas last time, 2 years ago. And we had a lot of fun visiting and people watching, and we just play the penny machines and have a good time. So, but we are going to get, and we already got some sneak peeks of the January catalog. I'm just going to say, I am super excited so far what I've seen of the January mini catalog that's coming. I am super excited, and we're going to see a whole bunch more of that next week. So if you are a demonstrator, make sure you go look at your demonstrator planning place, because we got a lot of sneak peeks during the announcements of the top performers, top achievers, and all that kind of good stuff. So we hope so, Gloria. It's one of my new favorite places in Vegas. So I'm hoping it'll be fun. But I'm looking forward to Wizard of Oz. So I will post pictures of that too. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, you guys. Don't forget to join bingo and the birthday class. Don't forget to put your order in for the class. It will be free. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the card. And I will see you guys in a week. Take care. Come back, watch my videos. I missed it this past summer. Oh, no, see, Gloria, you should come this next week. We will be there. All right, everybody. See you soon. Have a great, safe week, and I will see you in a week. Bye, everybody.